Does he hit me? Mother sucker. Little tick on me. Okay, we forgot this. That's the only bug I'm not messing with. Like, I don't want to be sucked on.
It's okay. You cut a trigger on. Make sure you pull that bad boy right off.
Man, I'm checking my whole body now.
You're gonna be scared now. We'll check.
What the heck?
We need to check when we get back in.
Okay. I got some cool stuff here.
Yeah, no, I love this juice.
Do you like that little nativity towel too? Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
This is
Man.
it's okay.
Are we supposed to kill it?
No, you can't just kill it with your bare hands unless you like squish it with hands.
Yeah. We sold this before.
Yeah.
Good evening, Sue. I said that's got to be Sue that's in here already and just hit the like button. Sorry I didn't do much talking earlier there. We were working on the new snake building, and I just had the camera on Ralph and doing what I had to do. Hey guys, there's a couple y'all in here looking right away. If you will, please, while you're in here, hit that like button. The first couple in here and hit the like button, help boost the algorithm and get this thing seen by a wider audience. And usually when the first couple hit the like right away, it helps the best. I'm glad you liked Ralph. You know, yeah, there was about 30 people watching him pretty steady. That was pretty cool. He eventually ended up going inside and going to sleep, you know, but I still left the camera there looking at him while he was sleeping. Everybody that just came in, can you hit the like button, please? If y'all hit the like right away, it'll definitely help get more people in here. Usually when I first start a live, if I get a few likes right away, it helps tremendously. No, I couldn't see the chat last night, but after I ended the stream, I did see that it looked like there was about 68 chats, you know, or so. So it looked like a handful was actually chatting last night. That was cool. My nephew-in-law, Patrick, is that who you're talking about? Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad that it's starting to pick up a little bit. You know, we're starting to get a little bit more viewers and a little more activity on here. You know, and with you, mate, you know, chatting and stuff in here, it makes a big difference because people see that, and you know, it makes them want to respond and say things as well. you know, you've been a big help so far on this channel. I appreciate it.
It's just one of those things.
Of course, we have eyeless right front and center. But yeah, there's definitely was people in that I never saw before. Like I said, I wish I would have seen the chat last night when it was happening, but I didn't. But like I said, when the stream ended, I saw it then, and that was really cool. I was real happy with how things turned out last night. I gained, you know, right around 30 subscribers off of that stream. Hey guys, we got 12 people checking out the stream. Can y'all hit the thumbs up for me, please? The stream just started, and if y'all will hit the like for me, it'll boost the algorithm, and it'll get a whole lot more people in here watching. The people that come in the very beginning when they hit like are the most important. Nah, there hasn't been any dumb questions yet. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in and checking out the rattlesnakes. These are timber rattlesnakes, Crotalus horridus. They are found throughout the eastern United States. They are found all the way from New England, all the way to the northern parts of Florida. And they are found as far west as Minnesota and northeastern Texas. At one time, the timber rattlesnake in the southeast was called a canebrake rattlesnake, and that was scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. Now they have all been grouped together, and now they say that they're all the same rattlesnake now. They are all now Crotalus horridus, the timber rattlesnake. The timber rattlesnake, contrary to what a lot of people believe and a lot of people are afraid of, are a very docile species of rattlesnake. Very, very reluctant to bite. If you don't accidentally step on one, you don't try to pick one up or mess with one in any way, the odds of you getting bit are slim to none. But now if you try picking them up or you mess with them, there's a good chance they are going to try to defend themselves and they're going to bite. Please, guys, we got about 100 people in here checking this out right this minute. Can some of y'all please hit that like button for me? That helps boost the algorithm. It gets it out to a wider audience, and it also helps bring people to future streams. It really helps us out. We don't ask for money. We're not a monetized channel. We don't accept donations. We simply want your likes. And with 100 of y'all in here right now, if a handful of y'all hit that like button, it would pay off tremendously for us. I really appreciate y'all stopping by to check it out. I appreciate that. A couple of you all have hit the thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate if a bunch more of y'all would hit that thumbs up. It would mean a lot to us here. We do these rattlesnakes and, you know, several other species of rattlesnakes. You know, we do it both for two reasons. Number one, because we like snakes, and you know, we have a big collection of snakes ourselves, and we also are trying to help contribute to the conservation, you know, and we do release some of the babies into the wild to help boost the populations. The timber rattlesnake has been listed on the endangered species candidate list for many years. It has been removed in some states because they've seen some population increases. However, there are still several states that it is a species of concern. And they're a species of concern because of deforestation, you know, humans being scared of them and killing them, you know, housing developments, all the reasons for their habitat to disappear. So it's important for, you know, guys like myself, and there are many other guys too, to do exactly this. You know, we take care of them, we rescue them when we can, and we also release some into the wild as we can. The ones you are looking at here are a northeastern specimen. Some of them are black-phased timber rattlesnakes. Some are yellow-phased timber rattlesnakes. The black-phased timber rattlesnakes will be nearly all black by the time they reach adulthood, and the yellow ones will be between a yellowish-green color. If you are interested in actually seeing the adult coloration, you can find some adults in the shorts on my channel. Now, the southeast timber rattlesnake looks more like a tannish gray color. The reason these ones look like tannish gray right now is they are all babies. They're only right at 3 weeks old. You can see a little bit, you know, back in, you know, behind the fern. I will try to zoom in just a little bit. So all the way back just behind the fern, you see that little head there and the body to the left. That is a black phase baby. And then the one hanging on the fern right here is a yellow phase baby. And as they age, their colors will darken up. The black will get much blacker, and the yellow will get more green and yellow. They grow to between 3 and 5 feet long. They're a very heavy-bodied pit viper. They're one of the larger pit vipers in the United States. The eastern diamondback rattlesnake is the largest rattlesnake species in the entire world. And I would say the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake would be the second largest, followed by yours truly, the timber rattlesnake. And as I was speaking about black and yellow phase, right here in the center of your screen towards the bottom, that is a black phase timber rattlesnake baby. It does sort of look gray right now, but as it ages, every time it sheds, it will get darker black. When they are born, they do not have a functioning rattle yet. They are born with one button on the end of their tail as the rattle. Every time they shed their skin, they will get another segment of rattle. The rattle is made up of keratin, the same thing yours and my fingernails are made out of. And these segments interlink together almost like the chain on, a ceiling fan or something. It sort of links together, and they have a muscle in their tail that is called the tail shaking muscle. And every time they flex that muscle, it makes the rattle move, and it clangs together onto each segment. And that's where you get that iconic noise that we know of the rattlesnake. The timber rattlesnake actually has some other history that's a little interesting. A lot of us from the United States know of the Gadsden flag, which is the flag with the rattlesnake on it that says, "Do not tread on me." That flag actually depicts the timber rattlesnake. Hey guys, please hit that thumbs up for me. Double tap the center of your screen to like the stream, or in the upper right corner, click those three dots and a drop down menu will come down and the like button is in there. I'm just telling that to the people who ain't sure because they don't see a like button on their screen. But that's the two ways to like the video. The quickest way and the simplest way is to just double tap your screen, and it helps us out. Like I say, it doesn't cost you anything, but it pays off tremendously for us. We're not a monetized channel. We don't take donations. We're not begging for super chats. We don't want your money. We just want you to tap on that screen and give us a like so we can continue to bring these live streams and the education and entertainment to you. Hey guys, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd be interested in knowing where everybody's watching from. If you're in a different country, if you're right here in the United States, if you're in another state. Myself, I'm currently in South Carolina. These snakes, like I say, these are found in the northeastern United States. Specifically, the rescues that these were born from originally came from Pennsylvania many years ago. I'm not going to tell the exact number in this enclosure, but I had a female, an 11-year-old female that gave birth to some of them. She is a very small female, so the babies was very small. So we decided to put them in an enclosure and grow them up a little bit to let them get some size on, for a better chance at survival out there in the wild. And also, 5 of the babies in this enclosure actually came from a female that had passed away. And when the female passed away, she was gravid, which means pregnant in the reptile world. So we did an emergency C-section. We harvested 8 embryos altogether. 2 of them were damaged from her getting hit on the road, and 6 of them were viable. We artificially incubated them to try to bring them to term, and 5 of the 6 actually successfully made it to term, and that's what you are looking at here. In fact, the 3 black phase that you see in this enclosure came from that one. Some of you may have seen or know of the church in West Virginia where the preachers would actually dance around preaching holding rattlesnakes. These are the same exact type of rattlesnake that they did that with in that church, the timber rattlesnake. I don't personally do that. I wouldn't do that. I never free handle any venomous snakes. We got 46 people in here still. Can a handful of y'all please hit that like button for us? We really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. if anybody in here can do the translation from English to India, could you please translate and put it in the comments to double tap the screen, please? I do have a lot of traffic that comes from India. Hey, Sue, the new girl's doing really good. We're still working to get everybody back in their enclosures after this hurricane scare. So we did not get her into her enclosure yet today, but we checked on her. She's doing really good. Seems happy. Everything's going good with her. She is very large. She's a big old snake. Thank you for that, Sue. I appreciate that. That helps out for sure. Hopefully somebody there, can see what it says and do it for us. A few of y'all in here haven't hit the like button yet. Can y'all please hit the like button for us? I wasn't in here to see when we had 100 and some people in. Were they in here for a little while?
That's what she really said.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the timber rattlesnakes, the Crotalus horridus. Now that you're introduced to what they are, I just want to let you know, they're feared by many people. They're misunderstood by most. They're crucial to the balance of our ecosystems. I know I've said some of this in the past for some of y'all that's been here, before and watched, but for those who haven't, they are very crucial to the balance of our ecosystems. Now I'm talking about the timber rattlesnake. I know what some of you might be thinking, why would you want to sit here and listen to me talk about a venomous snake? But stick with me a minute, because by the end, I hope you'll walk away not only with a deeper appreciation for the timber rattlesnake, but also with a better understanding of its role in the natural world, and why it deserves protection and not persecution. The timber rattlesnake, again, scientifically named Crotalus horridus. It's a venomous pit viper native to the eastern United States. It ranges from the forests of the Northeast down through the Appalachians and west into parts of the Midwest. It's one of the few rattlesnake species that can survive in colder climates, thanks to its unique ability to brumate. That's a kind of hibernation. It's just sort of a light form of hibernation during the winter months. Adults typically grow to around 3 to 5 feet in length. They are known for their distinctive rattle, thick bodies, and beautiful color patterns, which can range from yellow and brown to gray and black. Their markings provide excellent camouflage in leaf litter of the deciduous forests. Now, if you're close enough to admire their camouflage, You might be too close, but don't worry, these snakes are incredibly shy, not aggressive unless they're provoked. The timber rattlesnakes are ambush predators. They lie in wait perfectly still for small mammals or birds to come by. Their primary diet includes mice, rats, chipmunks, and squirrels. Creatures that incidentally often carry ticks that transmit diseases like Lyme's disease. So, in a roundabout way, timber rattlesnakes are helping to control both rodent populations and the spread of tick-borne illnesses. They're nature's pest control. They use their heat-sensing pits located between the eyes and the nostril. You can see them when one of them bring their head close to us. They use them to detect warm-blooded prey. Even in complete darkness, they sort of see like a thermal camera. And when they strike, they inject venom that quickly incapacitates the rodent. Then they track it by scent and consume it whole. Interestingly, the timber rattlesnakes don't eat that often, sometimes only a handful of meals a year. That makes them especially vulnerable to disturbance, because a single missed meal can mean no reproduction that season, and they already only reproduce every 3 to 5 years, and they don't reach sexual maturity for a female until between 8 and 11 years old. The timber rattlesnakes, again, as I was just saying, are slow to mature, slow to reproduce. Females don't breed until they're around 8 or 10, between 8 and 10, 8 and 11, somewhere in that area. And they may only reproduce every 3 to 5 years, as I said. A single litter might include 6 to 10 live young. They're usually born in late summer, somewhere between the end of August to mid-September. The slow reproductive rate is part of what makes the species so vulnerable. If adults are killed by vehicles, people, or habitat loss, it can take decades for populations to recover, if they recover at all. But in the wild, timber rattlesnakes can live, 15, 20 years. They have lived as much as 30 years, which is quite remarkable for a reptile in the wild. But with the reproductive rate, again, not maturing until almost 11 years old, and then only reproducing every 3 to 5 years, a female may only give birth, 2 or 3 times in her entire lifetime. So let's bust a couple of myths real quick. Myth number 1 is that timber rattlesnakes are aggressive. That's wrong. They are incredibly reluctant to strike. In fact, studies have even shown that they often give multiple warnings, like rattling and coiling before they bite. They want nothing to do with humans. Myth number 2 is rattlesnakes always rattle before striking. Not always. Some populations, especially in heavily trafficked areas, have started rattling less, possibly an adaptation to avoid detection. Myth number 3 is a rattlesnake bite is always fatal. In fact, while they are serious and requiring immediate medical attention, timber rattlesnake bites are rarely fatal with proper treatment. Antivenom is widely available, it's called crofab, and deaths are extremely rare. Typically fewer than 5 people in the entire United States, and most of those are due to delayed medical treatment or allergic reactions causing anaphylactic shock. The real danger isn't the snake, it's the misunderstanding. But despite their resilience, timber rattlesnakes are now threatened or endangered in many states. They have been removed from the endangered list in some states. The reason for it is because of habitat destruction, road mortality, illegal collection, and senseless killing. Some people still kill rattlesnakes on sight, either out of fear or for sport. And then there's the impact of fragmented forests, where isolated snake populations can't interbreed or migrate safely. Add to that increasing number of cars on rural roads, and you have a recipe for declining numbers. In many states like New York, New Jersey, and Minnesota, timber rattlesnakes are legally protected, but enforcement is spotty, and public support is mixed, again, largely due to the fear and misinformation. If we want these snakes to survive, We have to change that. And you can help change that by liking this video so we can get this knowledge out to more people. And why should it matter? Well, for one, they're a keystone predator, which means they help control populations of small mammals, which in turn helps maintain the balance of the entire ecosystem. They are also part of our natural heritage. Timber rattlesnakes have been around for millions of years. Indigenous peoples respected them, early settlers feared them, and today they remind us that the wilderness still exists, just beyond the edge of the trail, sunning themselves quietly on a rock. They are part of that intricate web of life, and once they're gone for good. What can you do to help? As I said, you can like this stream to help spread it to a wider audience. You don't have to be a herpetologist to make a difference either out there in the wild. Here are a few simple things that anyone can do. You can learn and share accurate information about timber rattlesnakes. You can respect their habitat when hiking or camping. If you see one, give it space. You can support local conservation groups working to protect snakes in their habitats, similar to this live stream. Simply giving a like is all we ask for to help spread this information. You can encourage responsible land use and habitat preservation in your community. And perhaps most importantly, help change the narrative around snakes from one of fear to one of respect. And a couple of people in here now, especially my number one guest in here right now, was somebody who, feared snakes, didn't really care for snakes until just a couple of short weeks ago. In closing, I want to say the timber rattlesnake is not a monster. It's not a villain of the forest. It is a remarkable, beautiful, and essential part of the ecosystems we rely on. By protecting it, we protect much more, from biodiversity to ecological balance, to the quiet sense of awe that comes from knowing wild things still roam the woods. So the next time you're walking in the forest and you hear that soft buzz of a rattle, don't panic. Pause, look, and listen. You might just be in the presence of one of North America's most extraordinary creatures. Thanks for taking the time and listening to me there. And while you're in here, again, hit that like button for us. It'll help spread this to a bigger audience. More people will get to learn about these snakes that don't know about them, and those who do know about them and like them get to see something cool, and they still may learn something they already didn't know. Hey guys, we've got 18 people in here watching. We've only got 9 likes. Can the rest of y'all please hit that thumbs up, give us some likes? I'd really appreciate it, really help out. Like I just said, it'll help spread this to a wider audience. It'll keep the stream relevant for much longer, several more hours, where more people will get to come in and check out these snakes and maybe learn a little something, or, for purely the entertainment maybe, whatever. Either way, it will bring more traffic, and somewhere in that traffic there will be people who will learn something, and people who may change their opinion on not liking snakes or killing snakes. They may not kill snakes anymore once they're in here and get to see it, all because you helped out and hit the like button. Again, we're not a monetized channel. We don't take donations. We're not begging for super chats. We don't want your money. We want you to hit the like button. That's all we want from you. We put on a lot of time, effort, and energy to put these live streams on. I talk to you about them to bring you some educational value and some entertainment value. Please give me a split second of your time and hit the like. That little snake right down there about the center of your screen right now, closest one to you in the center of your screen, or the closest one to the bottom of the center of your screen, that one's name is Eyeless. We spell it I-S-L-I-S. She was born with only one eye. She does not have an eye on the left side of her face. And we are going to keep her going and keep raising her up big and strong. And we're going to use her as an ambassador for the Virtual Reptarium. We're going to handle her frequently throughout her young life here, get her to where she, realizes that us humans are not a threat to her, to where, people can get close looks at her and maybe even touch her, I would obviously never allow people to touch her without her being in a tube, and risking a bite. But, we'd put her in a tube and let people check her out. So we've got at least 7 people in here right now that haven't hit the like button yet. Can y'all please hit that like button? Hey, Sue, I don't know if you realize that, but when I say something like that, every single time that I say how many people are in there that haven't hit the like button yet, the viewers drop off to one above how many likes I've got. I don't know if it's just me or I'm crazy or what, but I noticed that every single time. Yeah, that's crazy how that works out. Like I say, I don't always think YouTube is fair. But I know there are also viewers who just don't give a crap enough to hit the like button for me. I'm a realist on things, but I really think some of it's YouTube. Like the other day, I had like 5 people give me a like in the beginning of the video, and literally within just a couple of minutes, all 5 of them likes just zeroed out. Boom, all the way back to no likes at all. It was so crazy how it worked out. That's why, part of the reason I push so hard for people to like the stream, like I said, most, biggest reason is to spread it to a wider audience, try to get more people in here watching, and, maybe they could learn something about these snakes, or just maybe start respecting the snakes more than they already do. But also because, if I get 12 people to like the stream, in the end, it might fall off to, 7 or 8 people. So anybody that's in here that has not liked the stream yet, please like this stream. Help us get it out to a wider audience where we can get more people in here and educate them on the importance of these snakes and the real truths, and bust some of the myths about these snakes. Thanks, guys, for stopping in to check out the rattlesnakes. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes. Crotalus horridus is the scientific name. They're found throughout the eastern United States.
What is that? Oh, that's one of those pieces made
They are a heavy-bodied pit viper. They are one of the largest pit vipers in North America. No, Catherine, this is not a pet store. I am a reptile keeper and conservationist, and I just keep lots of reptiles, and I put them on exhibit for people to check out. I appreciate you stopping in here and taking a look. If you will, while you're in here, please double tap your screen, give me a thumbs up. Anybody else in here that hasn't liked yet, please like the stream. It'll help boost it so it gets out to a wider audience. I really appreciate it. And these are timber rattlesnakes, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are a venomous pit viper found throughout the eastern United States. They are found all the way from New England clear to northern parts of Florida, as far west as Minnesota, and the northeastern portions of Texas. They are found in a very wide area in the United States.
Yeah. Like,
Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in. You're looking at timber rattlesnake, Protolis horridus. 3-week-old neolate or baby.
it's on the box right down here.
These are a venomous wood viper found throughout the eastern United States.
I'd do like 15 on it.
They are found all
Okay,
over
we'll do. Okay.
to the northern portions of Florida, found far west of
Alright, so we got 15 on that.
and the northern
We gotta figure out the rest of this.
These snakes have been listed as a species of concern in 2016 due to habitat
2021,
loss.
22, 23.
Habitat loss.
Maybe just make it 25. Alright, so I did the math. I think a fair grow still price is 23, so we'll just give it 25.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Please make sure there's no kid reels in there really quickly. Good age.
What kind of brands you seeing?
Bull Danes?
Bull Dangs?
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I never heard of a Bull Dang.
Bull Dane. Like,
Like a Great Dane?
yeah.
A Great Bull Dane? This is an Abu Garcia.
Some of those are good.
Yeah, they're like usually 20, 30 bucks.
Unless it's like an older one. I've sold ones like 150 before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so I was thinking 23 and I was going to round up to 25, so maybe like 30 bucks.
Yeah, it's for a good, it's for a school.
Yeah, it's for the volleyball kids, right? 30 bucks. You better go.
So,
Hey, the ladies in the green shirts. Green shirt that hat over there. Yeah, we got some cool stuff for sure. It's kind of cold out there. Everybody can find something here. Thank you. All right, cool little stuff. Got some goodies. Got a meaty first Yankee system. Nice.
I'm excited that we got some more containers.
Yeah.
But what else have we pulled?
Sweet.
For your actual prices on that.
It's all good. All right, let's roll. Hey, look, we're just a couple minutes down the road and we're already at another one. Dang.
Yes, we are. That is not something very cool. Never have I ever seen a fossil opus.
Isn't that crazy?
That is the coolest thing.
It's got to be a little bit older.
It has to be. Opus don't even make fancy pieces like this. I never do fossil to even make it in the past. Man, I'm sad that the paint is chipping off these. Wait till you see this one. Look at that beautiful paint job.
Oh, wow.
But as you touch it, the paint's just coming right off.
Coming right off. Dang.
Yeah, just that's not the best.
They should have done that interior paint.
There you go. Yeah.
It's kind of sketchy. Oh my gosh, it is sketchy.
Is it?
It's got a big old stain on it. As big as the catch sign.
Rattlesnakes.
Still not bad if it's like $1.
Yeah, if it's like $1 fly,
Could be a little $15 piece or something.
yeah, for sure. Okay, those are my ones. The sounds of the loud traffic going by.
There goes a little hole in the ground there. Man,
We're in a very
took out my whole ankle.
Now, but for
There's a little Jack Skellington keychain from 2011. Man, 6 more years, this thing's gonna be vintage.
That's so cool. That's a
Is that
lot.
Elma?
A straw Elma.
Dang.
I wish this was in like better condition. It's very
Sounds like
simple,
something you get on the streets of Mexico, maybe.
right?
All right.
Okay, definitely watch the holes because they're everywhere, love. Holes and roots.
Man, are you falling too?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Man. Okay. Let's keep on looking.
Yeah.
We got lots of glass over here.
there we go. I hope I have it addressed now and got it that we don't have to hear the TV in the background. I had no idea that y'all could hear that. I apologize.
A little too chipped up for you. Okay. How's it going? Okay. Hey, how you doing? All right. Lots of nice little trinkety things. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it appears as though you can still hear it some.
Like anything? I think I have any quarters in there. Oh, dang. Must be a little
anybody that just came in, you're looking at timber rattlesnakes, Florida. I gotta figure out something. My microphone don't appear to be working. And that's why we're picking up TV noise and all that garbage. So give me just a minute. I guess we could try this one. Is that any better? Unfortunately, I don't think my microphone is working correctly tonight. Come on, damn it. Quit that shit. Nobody wants to hear that. There you go. I apologize. Hopefully that did it. Is this microphone sounding any better? Negative. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do anything about the microphone issue tonight, so we'll just have to bear with it. I'm sorry if you hear the TV in the background and stuff like that. I'll make sure you don't hear anything too graphic if anybody starts saying anything, that's not on the TV. Hey guys, while you're in here, please hit that like button real fast for me. Even if you're only here for a second, hit that like button. Let's help push this stream to a wider audience. It would really help us out a lot here. I appreciate you checking out. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes. They're scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are a large pit viper found throughout the eastern United States. They are found all the way from New England, all the way down to the northern parts of Florida, found as far west as Minnesota, and to the northeastern portions of Texas. The timber rattlesnake is a very docile species of snake. Very reluctant to bite. They are feared by many people. They don't need to be feared by people, though, because, again, they're very docile, very reluctant to bite. There's very, very few bites, maybe 4 or 5 bites every year from timber rattlesnakes, and typically that's because somebody accidentally had stepped on them, or they just were a dumbass and tried to pick them up. If you are cautious, you don't try, you can coexist with these creatures just fine, and we can all live a happy life. You know, these snakes help control rodent populations. They help balance the ecosystems they're in. Without these rattlesnakes, you know, there would be a whole lot of stuff different and not for the good. You know, the venom of different snakes, not specifically the timber rattlesnake always, but many different snakes, the venom is used in different medications such as blood pressure medications, pain medications, cancer research. There are lots of benefits to venomous snakes. Hey guys, will you please hit the like button? You got 33 people in here, only 11 likes. Can a handful of y'all, while you're in here, even if you're here for just a minute, hit that like button for me or double tap your screen. That's the easiest way to like a live stream. It don't take you no extra time, doesn't cost you anything, and it pays off in folds for us. I really appreciate it. And again, for anybody just come in, you're looking at timber rattlesnakes. These are 3-week-old babies. These are the black phase and the yellow phase, normally found in the northeastern United States. However, the timber rattlesnake is found throughout the entire eastern United States. In the southeast, at one time, it was called a canebrake rattlesnake. They have been grouped together now, and in the northeast and the southeast, they are all considered a timber rattlesnake now. The timber rattlesnake in the southeast is normally a tan or gray color with black banding, and in the northeast you will find them, they are black with black banding, and they are also a greenish yellow color with black banding. These babies look the color they do now because they're babies. Every single time they shed, their color will darken up and brighten up. The green or the yellow ones will look a greenish yellow color, the black ones will look like a black color. The one in the center of your screen hanging up on the ferns right now, that is a black phase baby. With every single shed that it has, it will get darker. And as you see on the end of its tail, when they are born, their rattle does not function when they are babies. They only are born with a single button on their rattle, but as they shed, every time they shed, they will get another segment to that rattle. And after they have 2 or 3 segments on that rattle, at that time they will be able to start moving that rattle and making noise. These babies in here, as I've said, are about 3 weeks old. A handful of them was born from an 11-year-old female that I have, and the other 5 that are in here actually came from a female that was hit on the road and passed away. She was gravid, which means pregnant in the reptile world. We done an emergency C-section. We removed her eggs, and we artificially incubated 6 of the 8. 2 of them were damaged. We artificially incubated 6 of the 8. 5 of the 6 survived, and you are seeing the babies from that now. Come on, guys. Some of y'all hit that like button for us, will you please? It'll help keep this stream relevant. It'll get it out there to a bigger audience. It'll keep it relevant for hours to come. If y'all don't hit the like button for me, this thing will just eventually peter out to nothing. We'll be down to 1 viewer, and it'll just be me and Sue Tom sitting in here talking to each other, which I don't mind doing that, but it definitely helps to have more viewers in here. I appreciate whoever hits the heart, showing some love. That's great, but it does more for us if you double tap the center of your screen. That's how to give a thumbs up on a live stream. And that's what helps boost the algorithm. The heart does not boost the algorithm. It means a lot to us, but the like, you know, the thumbs up is what boosts the algorithm and gets it out to a wider audience. Just by a couple of y'all hitting the like, it has already brought us up to a few more viewers. Some people will leave, but more will come back. The Soviet Kitty, nice snake, thank you. I appreciate that. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes. Their scientific name is Crotalus horridus. Michael, what other kind of snakes do you guys have? We have all kinds of snakes, buddy. We have West African bush vipers. We got West African gaboon vipers, rhino vipers. We have several different species of rattlesnake. Everything from Mexican West Coast rattlesnakes, Eastern diamondbacks, Southwestern speckled rattlesnakes. We have Western diamondbacks. We have albino Western diamondbacks. We have Trimerosaurus purpura maculatus, shore pit vipers. We have got Trimerosaurus insularis, blue insularis pit vipers. We have the yellow insularis pit vipers, which are from the Wetar Islands. The blue insularis is from the Lesser Sudan Islands. We've got... oh my, what else do we have out there? We have green mambas, we have black mambas, we have forest cobras, we have monocle cobras. We have all kinds of snakes here. Hit that subscribe button. We do live streams every day. We do show these babies every day so people can watch them grow. But we also have camera equipment on order right now. Unfortunately, it's taken some time to get here because we had to order it where it was most cost effective for us, and it takes some time to get it. But when that camera equipment comes, we will have live streams of many different snakes at one time. We do not have a boom slang right now. I would like to get a boom slang, but I want to have a green one. I can find the black or the brown ones all the time, but I have a hard time finding the green. When I do find a green, I absolutely intend to get it. We also we have desert Massasauga rattlesnakes. We have rock rattlesnakes. We have Sonoran desert sidewinders. We got ball pythons as far as non-venomous goes. King cobras. We got king cobras. I'm trying to think of what all we've got. You put me on a spot asking about what all snakes we have. We've got several. I know I'm missing some here, but we got many, many snakes. We also have tortoises. We got African spur-thigh tortoises and Russian tortoises. We've got some bearded dragons. We got lots of different animals. And again, when the new camera equipment arrives, we will be showing all those other snakes as well. We do show some now, but I'm saying we will have multiple streams going at one time. I do not have an inland taipan. I would love to get an inland taipan. They are so hard to get a hold of. The last guy here in the United States that got a hold of an inland taipan did some stupid shit on YouTube and got bit. And that makes it even more difficult for us to get them. But when I do find one available, I absolutely, again, intend to buy it. I buy new snakes all the time. I don't know anybody as far as, to do imports myself, but in the trade over here, I know some people in the trade, and I stay up with them, and they let me know when they get some new stuff in. The inland taipan is the most venomous snake in the world. Excuse me, the most venomous snake in the world. For those of you who don't know, where are you watching from, Kitty? No, I didn't mean like your house. I meant, are you in the United States or are you in another country? I was just curious. Um, yeah, ball pythons are really cool. Do you have a certain type of ball python in mind that you're going to get, like a piebald or a banana or coral glow? Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Wild type, I respect you for that because the wild type has been put on the back burner by many, many people because of all the morphs that are out there today. I personally like wild type the best myself. I do have many morphs because I was a python breeder for some time, but I no longer breed. I do still have many ball pythons. But again, I just don't breed anymore. And the wild type snakes on all of them are my favorite. Now I do have morphs again of ball pythons. I have albino monocled cobras. So I have morphs of many different snakes, but a lot of them that I have or keep are naturally occurring hybrids. But I'm not against other hybrids or morphs. There's a place for that kind of thing in the reptile hobby. Hey guys, I appreciate everybody stopping in to check out the stream. While you're in here, can you please double tap the center of your screen, give us some thumbs up? The more likes we get, the more relevant it makes the stream. The more it boosts the algorithm, it gets it out there to a wider audience. And we're looking to get as many people in watching as we can. We try to give a little bit of educational value to our streams and a little entertainment as well. We want to try to bridge the gap between those who hate snakes or don't like snakes or are afraid of snakes and try to bring them around to, understanding or respecting a snake, and they may not ever decide they want to hold a snake or interact with a snake, but they may not want to kill a snake anymore. If you look at this girl climbing towards the camera right now, oh, well, now one just climbed right over top of her. But that girl right there, her name is Eyeless, Islis. And the reason her name is Eyeless is because she only has an eye on the right side of her head. She has no eyeball on the left side of her face, as you can see there. She was born that way. A lot of breeders or a lot of reptile keepers would euthanize when they have a birth defect like that. However, here at the Virtual Reptarium, we don't euthanize them unless it is 100% medically necessary. And what I mean by that is they absolutely either have to be in pain or they have to not be able to eat, or, they basically are going to have died theirself anyway before we would ever euthanize. And Eyeless, we are going to handle her frequently throughout the younger years here, get her used to people and understand that, the humans that she are around are not a threat in any way. And we are going to use her for an ambassador here at the Virtual Reptarium when people come to check out the reptiles and the snakes and everything. We'll be able to tube her and, let people actually touch her and stuff like that. Obviously, we could never allow anybody to touch her without her being in a tube, because of the risk of a bite, even though they're a very, very docile species and very unlikely to bite. If they feel provoked or cornered or something, they certainly will and can. We have one. Actually, we have Eyeless photo bombing the camera right now. She's climbing up here. I'm trying to give you a look at her face here. Unfortunately, she's not cooperating where I can get a good look. But, yeah. Hey, thank you everybody for being in here watching. Looks like we got about 33 people right now. We only got 14 likes. Can some more of y'all please double tap the center of your screen there, give us a thumbs up? It really means a lot to us. We're not a monetized channel. We don't ask for donations. We don't ask for money in any way. We don't want super chats. All we want is your likes. So please double tap the center of that screen, give us some likes. That's what helps boost the algorithm, and that's when YouTube sends it out to a wider audience. It brings more people to us to check out our stream, and out of 1 out of every 10 might stick around and watch a little while. And even if they don't like snakes, we have people that stop in and check them out, and they learn a little something about these snakes, and it helps conservation efforts and stuff, because people aren't as afraid once they get to know the snake and learn a little something about them, and they no longer want to kill them out of fear. So it would really help us out. It would help the snake out. It would do a lot for us if you would just give us a like. I really appreciate that. Someone just hit the like button. Thank you very much for that. And the more of you that will hit it, the better. I really appreciate it when you do. It certainly means a lot to us here at the Virtual Reptarium. We love reptiles here. We do everything we can to, take care of them. We do everything we can to bring a little entertainment to y'all with them, and education. Thank you very much for being here. I'll shut up for a little while and let y'all enjoy the snakes. If you have any questions, go ahead, or anything you want to say, drop it down in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat, and I will respond back for sure. Absolutely. I appreciate everybody has stopped in to take a look at the snakes here. These are timber rattlesnakes. They are scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. They are a venomous pit viper species found throughout the eastern United States. They're found from New England all the way to the northern parts of Florida, as far west as Minnesota, and the northeastern portions of Texas. While you're in here, can y'all please hit the like button for me? It will help spread this to a wider audience, where I can help try to educate more people and bring them some more entertainment. So please hit that like button. At least a handful of y'all hit it, or you double tap the center of your screen. That's how to like a live stream. I would really appreciate it if you would do that for me. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for donations. We don't beg for super chats. We don't even accept donations. We simply want your likes. So if you will, please double tap center of that screen for us and give us a thumbs up. Again, it'll help boost the algorithm. It'll get it out to a wider audience. More people will, see the stream. They'll stop into future streams. So the likes is what really helps us and what keeps us going. We put a lot of time, effort, and energy into these live streams. We just ask that y'all take a split second of your time to double tap the screen for us. Thank you very much. These are, again, timber rattlesnakes, Crotalus horridus. And I've told you they're found throughout the eastern United States. They get a bad rap. A lot of people think, oh, rattlesnakes, they're mean, they're, whatever, aggressive. That's not true. These rattlesnakes, especially timber rattlesnakes, and most snakes, but timber rattlesnakes are a very docile species. They are very, very reluctant to bite. There is usually about 4 to 5 bites a year in the United States, and typically those bites only happen when somebody either accidentally steps on them or tries to pick them up. But if you just leave them alone, simply walk past or, give them a little bit of space, there's, almost a 0% chance of you actually getting bit. Again, if you accidentally step on them, you reach down and try to pick them up, or if they're underneath something and you reach up under there to pick something up and they're under there, they're not going to realize that you're just trying to pick something up. They're going to think you're a threat, and at that time, that's when they're going to strike. These babies that you're looking at right now are about 3 weeks old. They have shed one time. They have had one meal. They will be going into shed again very soon. And every time they shed, they gain a new segment of rattle. If you get a glimpse of one of the tails here, you will see they only have one little button on the end of their tail right now. But every time they shed, they'll get another segment. And once they have 2 to 3 segments on their rattle, that's at the point in time they will be able to make that iconic noise that we all know of as the rattlesnake buzz or the rattlesnake rattle. These rattlesnakes are a very important part of our ecosystems. They help keep things in balance and in check. They eat rodents. Hi, Benjamin. I appreciate you stopping in. While you're in here, can you double tap the center of your screen there? Give us a thumbs up, please. But anyway, They help keep the ecosystems in check, in balance, and, they eat rodents, rats, mice, squirrels, chipmunks, all those types of things. And as we all know, the rodents carry, diseases, ticks and stuff. So when these rattlesnakes eat them rodents, they're helping control everything, even right down to the little ticks, which help prevent us from, tick-borne illnesses such as like Lyme's disease. Snake venoms are used for many different things, such as medications like blood pressure medications, pain medications, cancer research. There are many, many uses for snake venom. So snakes are a very, very important part of our daily lives. I just find it's very important for people to be educated on these animals and try I just want to try to bridge the gap between those who don't like the animals or might be scared of them, try to give them a little education on these snakes. Let them know they're not some big, scary, fearsome creature that they're made out to be. Again, they're very, very docile. They really don't want to bite you. Their venom is a very precious resource. Their venom is used for more than one reason, even for them. Their venom is obviously used for them to, subdue their prey, to be able to eat, but it also aids in their digestion. Being a cold-blooded animal, they digest things very differently than humans or other mammals or warm-blooded animals. You will find these snakes usually in a rocky outcrop or a rocky hillside, things like that, especially in the Northeast. In the Southeast, they would be found more in maybe the cane patches or the longleaf pine areas. Sometimes they are found in the hardwood forest areas or along riverbanks. You see them in residential areas, because the residential areas at one time was their home, and that's the deforestation and, the roadways, houses being built and stuff was built right where they live. So now and then you will see them, in your yard. And that's the part, that I think is very important for everybody to understand and learn, is that even if you do see it in your yard, there are ways for you to safely relocate that snake. Or you can call somebody who can relocate it. It's not necessary to kill the animal. Hey guys, while you're here, please hit that like button for us, please. That's the only thing that does any good for us, is the likes. It's the only way to boost the algorithm. It's the only way to keep the stream relevant. It keeps it where people see it as they're swiping through their live feed, or they get to see the thumbnail and actually click on it. But without your likes, it'll eventually peter out to nothing. We'll be down to one viewer, and it'll just be me and Sue in here talking back and forth. I enjoy talking back and forth with Sue and Tom, but I could really use all your help, to keep more people in here. Yes, and like Sue had just said, in Florida, you've got solar fields and houses and stuff everywhere. It's like that in South Carolina, it's all over, all over the, United States, where there's so much deforestation happening that it's very important that people learn to coexist, or at least learn to have a little bit of respect for these animals, where we can keep their populations healthy enough in the areas that they still are in. They don't have as big of a range. There's not as many of them as there once was. So if we can at least keep them thriving in the areas they do have left, and again, learn to coexist with them a little bit, it would help. These guys here, they reproduce very, very slowly. A female doesn't reach maturity to be able to breed until between 8 and 11 years old. And then, she only reproduces or only has babies every 3 to 5 years. So just killing one female timber rattlesnake can completely destroy an entire colony of them, because they may only reproduce 2 or 3 times in their lifetime. So taking that one mother out of the equation in a den site, may completely destroy that den. She won't be reproducing anymore, and then any of the younger females that are there, it's going to take them years and years before they start breeding, and then it may take years after they start breeding before they actually produce any babies. So we could completely destroy an entire habitat by simply just killing one female of this specific rattlesnake. So again, it's very, very important. The gestation period for these guys is right at about a year, all total. I'll give you an example. The breeding season usually runs June through August. And then when, let's say, a male breeds with a female in June this year, that female will go all the way until next year, past June, all the way till about the end of August to the mid-September, before having babies. Once they breed, they breed this year, they will store the sperm until next year. And around May or June, when they start, really coming out and stuff, they will go to a place that they call a birthing rookery, or a gestation area. And again, it's usually a rocky outcrop where there's lots of rocks and stuff, and they will come out. And it's got to have direct sun, but they also got to have shade nearby. So they will come out and they will gestate all the way from, like I say, May or June. And then they will have their babies, usually end of August to mid-September. It's a very, very long process for the timber rattlesnake. There is another lesser known rattlesnake in the Northeast that a lot of people don't know about, and it is the eastern Massasauga rattlesnake. That one is even more threatened than the timber rattlesnake. And for a lot of the same reasons, deforestation, the snake fungal disease is a very big killer of the Massasauga rattlesnake. And also, timber rattlesnakes are very susceptible to it. Yeah, that's longer than a horse. Yeah, the gestation period is a very long time for these snakes. You might Google it, because I could be off a little, but I believe the actual gestation period is 5 to 7 months. But like I say, they store the sperm until the following year, and at which time is when they gestate. You know, if you don't like when I say too much stuff to you, you can just tell me to shut the fuck up. Yep, I have a couple of hognose snakes out in the building out there. Hognose snakes are pretty cool little snakes. They're a good non-venomous. Well, they actually are venomous, but they're a very mild venom, and they are what's called a rear-fanged venomous. They are not harmful to humans, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, little hognose snakes are pretty cool, actually. You know, a hognose is going to be probably a little more active than a ball python, but ball pythons are also very simple to care for. Yeah, they've been hanging a lot from the top tonight. They're getting up there. There's some little wires up there for the lights, and they climb up the wires and they hang up there, and they're just getting way more active. I am going to feed them again. I'm gonna try to feed them on their own tomorrow, and you know, if they don't eat on their own, I'll assist feed them. But after this feeding, once they shed one more time here, I am going to separate them all into their individual cages. So we've probably got another week or so left, maybe a little more left to doing this group live stream of them, and then after that we will have to live stream individuals. Anybody that's in here that has not hit the like button yet, please double tap the center of your screen, give us a thumbs up. If we get a couple likes right now, it will help bring more people back into the stream. Every time someone likes, we end up getting a small surge of people in, so I'd really appreciate it if you haven't already liked for you to go ahead and double tap center of that screen and help us out. I have seen pictures of the sand boas. I've never seen one in person. I think they're pretty interesting looking, and I would really like to see one in person and possibly even buy one. There you go, Sue. There's another one playing peekaboo from the top. All right, Kitty, I appreciate you stopping in. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and get notified when we go live. We go live every day. That way you can check out more live streams, and also take a look at some of my shorts. I got many snakes on my short videos. I really appreciate you chatting with us and taking a look here. And good luck with your new pet snake when you get it. I think you'll really enjoy it. Yeah, they definitely putting on a show tonight. They're having a lot of fun tonight. So I mean, normally you know, in about another hour, normally I'll cut the lights out and let them chill out and stuff. I know some nights I've gone a little later, and there was a couple nights I actually never even shut the light off. I forgot. But since they're playing and having a good time, I'm gonna let them keep on doing their thing and just try to keep the stream rolling for a while. If we get a couple more likes in here, that'll boost the viewers back up, and you know, we'll keep it going. So if anybody hasn't hit the like button yet, please double tap center of your screen, give us a like. if I could get you a couple of y'all to hit that like button. If you hit the like button for me, it'll bring more people back into the stream. The YouTube algorithm requires people to hit a like every now and then to keep people flowing into these live streams. So if a couple of y'all can hit that like button, I really appreciate it. You're looking at timber rattlesnakes, scientifically known as Crotalus horridus. Hey guys, we could really use a new like on here. If somebody gives us a like, it'll help boost the algorithm and get more people back in here to view. It's the only way for us to keep this stream relevant. Please double tap center of that screen. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you for the like. Whoever hit that like button, I appreciate that. If we can get another couple people to hit the like button, we'll definitely start getting some people on in here again. They're starting to peter out a little bit. It'd be real good if we get a couple more and bring more people back in here. Thank you. I really appreciate that. If anybody else hasn't double tapped the screen yet to give us a like, please do it. It'll definitely help us out. After we get a few likes and give it a few minutes, we'll start getting a few more people in here. Oh, I just zoomed in. I was going to tell you a little bit about the rattle, but that little snake just moved his rattle out the way, so I can't show you what I was going to talk about. But these guys are 3-week-old timber rattlesnakes. Their scientific name is Crotalus horridus. They're a venomous pit viper found in the eastern United States. They're found all the way from New England all the way down to northern Florida. They are found as far west as Minnesota and to the northeastern portions of Texas. Right there in front of you on that rock, you see there's just a single little button on the end of that snake's tail. That's how they are born, with just one little button. Every time these snakes shed, they will gain another segment to their rattle. It takes 2 or 3 segments before they can start making noise with that rattle without it tapping against something else. But their rattle is made up of keratin, the same exact material that your fingernails are made from. Anybody who hasn't hit the like button yet, please double tap the center of your screen, give us a thumbs up. A couple people have recently given us likes, and I keep seeing an influx of people. You know, people come in and go out. That's how it goes until we find some people that it piques their interest a little bit, and then they'll hang around. But with just a couple more likes, that'll keep driving more traffic in here until we find a good steady audience again. We have been going for about 3 hours, so it has tapered off a little bit. But with your likes, it would definitely help boost it back up. If you will, please double tap center your screen, even if you're only in here for a minute. That'll help boost the algorithm to get it out to a wider audience, and people, you know, it'll help me be able to educate some people about these snakes, bring some entertainment to some about the snakes, and maybe help, you know, bridge that gap, you know, between those who are afraid of snakes or those who don't like snakes. Maybe we can teach them a little something to help preserve this species. This species is on the endangered species candidate list, and we really need to work to protect these snakes. These snakes have gotten a bad reputation through the years. People think they're aggressive and think they're dangerous, you know. While I have to admit there is some danger with these snakes, but if you treat them with respect, give them a little bit of space, don't try to pick them up, don't accidentally step on them, be careful, you can coexist very peacefully with them. In fact, me and my family live on the same property as over, 200 snakes. And we live just fine every single day because we respect them and we are careful, we make sure that, we don't step on one. We don't just reach underneath stuff and pick it up without, making sure it's safe to do so. But the timber rattlesnake is a very docile species of rattlesnake. I would say that it is probably the most docile and the most reluctant to bite of all rattlesnakes. The only other close runner-up that I am personally familiar with is the Arizona blacktail rattlesnake, the Crotalus molosus. These are timber rattlesnakes, Crotalus horridus. At one time in the southeastern United States, these snakes were called a canebrake rattlesnake, Crotalus horridus horridus. However, they have all been grouped together into one big happy family now, and they're all considered timber rattlesnakes now. There are some subtle differences. It mainly has to do with coloring and patterns. Example, the colors in the northeastern United States, the timber rattlesnake is black, and some of them are yellow. And when we say yellow, that's what they are called, is the yellow phase timber rattlesnake. However, their color is more of a greenish yellow color, and in the black phase are usually black. You can see a little bit of white outline around the pattern like you see here in front of you now. Even if the skin was all black, you would still see that light outline around the pattern or the bands. These baby snakes will change color as they age. With every shed, the black phase ones will turn more black and the yellow phase ones will turn more green and yellow as they age. These snakes in here are 3 weeks old. They have shed one time since they've been born, and they have been fed one time since they've been born. They will be getting fed again tomorrow. Can somebody in here give me a thumbs up, please? Double tap center your screen. Help get me up to 20 likes. That way it'll boost the algorithm a little bit. It'll get it out there to a wider audience. Maybe we can get a few more people in here watching before the stream ends for the night. It also helps bring people in future streams. YouTube's algorithm works very weird. If you don't get any likes and stuff, your views go to nothing, and then they don't push your next video. So if I get a few more likes on this one, I'm sure that YouTube's going to go ahead and promote my stream tomorrow. I live stream every single day. You see my moderator, Sue Tom, down there in the bottom in the chat. She is in here every single day on every single live stream as well, and her husband checks them out as well. So you'd be doing us a big favor to give us another like to make sure that our stream runs good tomorrow. We have many other snakes that we intend to show as well. I actually have everything boxed up right now for a hurricane that was supposed to hit. However, the hurricane decided not to hit, which is great. But we need to remove them all from the buckets and boxes now and get them back in their enclosures. And we also have to get a couple of new snakes put up in their enclosures. So if you will, join us tomorrow for that stream as well. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when we go live. They are about a foot long, roughly. Some of them may be about 13 or 14 inches. Now, if the warden asks, they're 24 inches. Well, it's not about the snakes, it's just about the measurement. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have made that joke on a live stream. But, I'm sorry, I say dumb shit sometimes. We've already been over this. But basically, she knows the truth on the snakes anyway. I was just, like I said, I was joking about the measurement. You know, I try to make her believe that 4 inches is 8. Well, hopefully over the next couple of months, I've got a couple of more snakes that are going to have some babies. I have this female squam. I'm almost certain she is gravid. My male passed away. Yeah, you let us think that. Well, as long as it strokes my ego, that's all that matters, I guess. But anyway, my male squam passed away on me probably about a month ago, but he had already bred with her multiple times, and she has been laying right under the heat, all stretched out, you know, trying to get a good even temperature on her babies. Yes, the squam is the pretty green one. Yep. Have you seen Eyeless today? There she is. There's Ilis. Oh, girl. You're right there. Where are you going? Yeah, I think the same thing. I think she stands out in the crowd. Yeah, she does. She's always coming right up. Well, that's her right there laying in front of the camera right now. Right there. Yeah. All these other jerks are going to come push her out of the way, though. Where you going, Ilis? Where you going, girl? Hmm? It's okay. You don't got to run away. Tell them jerks to get out your way. Figure maybe y'all would enjoy taking a look at her for a few minutes here. This is an albino western diamondback rattlesnake. There we go. She does not have a name. We could use a name. How about y'all put some suggestions down in the comments section for me? I really need help picking a name for her, and I need help picking a name for King Cobra. This girl here is, like I said, she's an albino western diamondback rattlesnake. She is what is called a tangerine albino. It's hard to tell in the camera, but her eyes are pink and red. Like it's pink on the outer parts and then red at the pupil. And she is a very, very bright yellow color. There you go. You got a pretty good look at her eye right there for a second. This girl here is right at about a year old. And by the looks of it, she's going to try to go over somewhere where we ain't going to be able to see her on camera. Maybe I can put something here to hold the camera over to the side a little bit for us. Let's see here. Let's see what I can do. There we go. Let's try that for a minute. Nobody wants to give a suggestion on a name? She does need a good name. And that's why I can't do it, because I suck at giving names. Hey, can somebody get us up to 20 likes, please? Double tap center your screen, give us a thumbs up. We really need to hit 20 likes. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up. I know there's only a couple of y'all in here, but what you're looking at here is the Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. This one's actually an albino version. But the Western Diamondback is the desert survival and misunderstood marvel. So let me tell you a little bit about a creature that often strikes fear into people's hearts, but deserves a closer, more respectful look. That's this girl right here, the Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. I know snakes aren't exactly everyone's favorite topic, but I promise by the end of this talk, you might just have a new appreciation for this remarkable reptile. The Western Diamondback Rattlesnake. These guys are scientifically known as Crotalus atrox. It's one of the most recognizable snakes in North America. They're found primarily in the southwestern United States and parts of Mexico. The snake is a true desert dweller. You'll find it slithering through dry grasslands, rocky canyons, and scrubby deserts, all places where it plays a critical role in maintaining the ecological balance. Physically, the Western Diamondback is a striking animal, quite literally. It gets its name from the distinctive diamond-shaped pattern that runs down its back, as you can see there. Adults can grow to 4 or 5 feet long. Some of them have exceeded 6 feet. Its tail ends in the famous rattle made of keratin, just like your fingernails. When threatened, it shakes its rattle at high speed, creating a chilling buzz that says, "Back the fuck off." The rattle is part of what makes this snake so fascinating. It's essentially a built-in warning system. And it's also a way to avoid conflict and not invite it. You see, contrary to popular belief, rattlesnakes are not aggressive by nature. They don't chase people. They don't hunt humans. In fact, they'd much rather be left alone. Most bites occur because someone accidentally steps on one, or steps too close, or tries to handle the snake, or doesn't see it in time. So let's talk about what makes the Western Diamondback such an impressive predator. Like all pit vipers, it has a heat-sensing pits between its eyes and its nose. These allow it to detect the body heat of prey, even in complete darkness. It uses its venom to bite and subdue rodents, birds, and lizards. The venom contains proteins that not only immobilize the prey, but also start the digestive process before the food even reaches the stomach. Here's an important part. Western diamondbacks are essential for controlling rodent populations. Without predators like them, rats and mice would multiply unchecked, leading to serious consequences for crops, food storage, and disease transmission. Now, of course, the venom is dangerous to humans, and it should be respected. But fatalities are extremely rare, especially with the availability of modern anti-venom and medical care. The best way to stay safe is to stay aware. If you're hiking in snake country, wear boots. Watch where you step. Don't stick your hands under rocks or into holes. Despite their ecological importance, western diamondbacks face threats, mostly from humans. This is a reoccurring thing when I talk to you about snakes. Us humans are the biggest threat to these reptiles. Many of them are killed out of fear, and others fall victim to habitat loss. Rattlesnake roundups. These are events where snakes are captured and killed for entertainment. They still occur in some areas. These events are not only cruel but also damaging to local ecosystems. So what can we do about this? First is education. And that's what I'm trying to do by these live streams. That's why I ask for people to hit the like button or double tap the center of the screen to give me likes so I can spread it to a wider audience. So we can get more people educated on these snakes and help them understand that these snakes are not out to get you. These snakes do not want to hurt you. And that these snakes are very important for our ecosystems. So again, understanding these snakes that, and understanding they're not monsters, but part of a healthy ecosystem is key. Second, we can support conservation efforts that protect their habitats and promote coexistence. Finally, we can change the myths. A rattlesnake isn't evil. It's just a wild animal doing its job. So I'm going to close with saying that the western diamondback rattlesnake is more than just a symbol of the desert. It's a survivor, it's an expert hunter, and a vital piece of the puzzle in its environment. By respecting it and giving it space, we not only protect ourselves, but also help preserve the wild beauty of the American Southwest. The next time you hear a rattle in the brush, take a step back and remember, this isn't a villain, it's nature's warning system, and it's doing its fucking job. No, Sue, these guys do not mature at the same rate as the timber rattlesnake. These guys are much, much faster. I have actually had females of Western Diamondbacks reach sexual maturity in 2 years. I have successfully bred 2-year-old females. So they are much, much faster. And a Western Diamondback will give birth on average every other year. But again, I have had them give birth every year. So with, in the wild, it's going to be about every other year. But in captivity, with the, food availability and everything for them, they will actually go every year. The timber rattlesnake, even in captivity, still will only go every 3 to 5 years. There, I just put another one in there to show you the difference between a normal Western Diamondback and the albino Western Diamondback. These two are roughly the same age. Let me try to turn the camera here. They'll move over this way so we can see better, but it's going to take them a minute. These two used to live together, but earlier in the season, he actually bit her in the face. I do have progression photos in my, progression videos in my shorts feed. Give me a second here to get this camera straight. But, so he accidentally bit her in the face during a feeding earlier in the season. So I have kept them separated since then. And I will separate them again. I just wanted to put them together where y'all can see the difference. Come on, you prick. Sorry about all the bouncing, guys. I'm trying to get this damn camera where you can see them both. There we go. Okay, so I'll try to zoom in on him a little bit here and show you. this guy here, he's a, obviously I'm calling him a him, it's a male. And the albino is a female. This guy here is heterozygous for albinism. So when they are of breeding age, the two of these, I breed them together. On average, 50% of the offspring will be albino. So I think I'm going to just give him his hide and let him spend the night in here with her, because I really don't want to have to take him back out again, because he's a little squirrely. Most Western Diamondbacks are very defensive, and he's no exception. I just put his hide in there with her for the night. Sorry, girl. Here, come over here where we can see you. Come here, girl. Come here. Come on, go over there where we can see you, girl. Here. Come here. Here. Let's go where we can see you. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll breed her whenever she's old enough. I will probably wait till she's about 3 or 4 years old. With her, I did not feed heavily. I just sort of kept her on an every 2-week schedule. Most of my snakes I feed weekly, but with her, I've kept her on about an every 2-week schedule. I didn't want to blow her up really fast, you know. I just kind of wanted to naturally bring her up, you know. So yeah, 2 or 3 years I'll breed her. No, you can do DNA for that, but you just know, because, like, example, she is produced, from the adult pair that I have, and she was bred with a heterozygous female. All right, my big male that you saw on the live stream the other day when I was putting them in the buckets, I bred him with a heterozygous female, and that's what produced her. And also the same thing with him. It was another pairing, but the same thing. The mother was 100% albino, but the father was just 100% heterozygous. So that makes him, heterozygous. He carries 1 copy of the albinism gene. To be visual, you need 2 copies. But that's the way I'm sure of them being or heterozygous. Here, girl, you want your hide back? Here, I'll give you your hide. I know, girl, you just want to hide. I'll let you hide. I won't mess with you no more tonight. It's alright, little dude. You can relax, too. Nobody's gonna fuck with you. I'm not gonna pick you up tonight. You can relax for the night. I'll get you tomorrow. Anybody that just stopped in, you are looking at a Western Diamondback rattlesnake. We was looking at an albino, but she went in her hide box, getting ready to go to sleep. But this little dude here, I just put him in here with her just to give y'all a look at the two, or a comparison between the two. I'm not sure if you can go back in a vertical live feed or not, but if not, as soon as I end this and it uploads, you will be able to go back through and see the two, or you can join us later on a future stream and see her. I will go ahead and move y'all back over to the timber rattlesnakes for just a little while and let you get a good night look at those guys. And here very shortly, I am going to be calling it a night. And if you heard that, that is my bearded dragon. She just made a human level fart when she was taking a poop. Ew. Ew, Lula. Ew. It might smell like a human level poop too. God. Lula. Lula, you can't do. We're on a live stream right now. You can't be doing that. That's disgusting. People will laugh at you. Lula. Hey, let me get you a look at the bearded dragons. The orange one there, that is Lucy. This one is Lula. She is the one that just made that god-awful fart. Ew. Lula. And this little girl here is Lizzie. We rescued Lizzie. She come from a couple of people that, I'm just going to be honest, they were drug addicts. They bought her. They had good intentions, but they did not know how to care for a bearded dragon. And they got her as a baby and tried to raise her up. Thank God they kept her alive, but they did not care for her correctly, and she ended up with metabolic bone disease. As you can see right here on the tail, you can see the tail is crooked, and also her hands and arms are crooked. That is from metabolic bone disease. There is no way to reverse that or cure that. However, I have, I guess, stopped it from progressing by caring for her correctly. Some people might come onto this stream if we had enough people in here and tell me, well, you're not caring for them correctly because you have them all together in there. They don't like to be together, blah, 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 blah. Well, my bearded dragons love hanging out with each other. That's why they just hang out right on top of each other and stuff. They love each other. But Lizzie's a good little dragon. You know, I would love her just the same as we do the rest. She's just a little different. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys for stopping in. If you will, hit the like button real fast for me while you're in here, please. Get me up to 20 likes. That'll help boost the algorithm and get me more people in this stream. Alright guys, I don't think I'm going to get that 20th like, so I believe I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I appreciate everybody that stopped by to take a look. Definitely means a lot. Please tune in tomorrow. We will have a live stream going again tomorrow. And we will be doing some live feeding tomorrow. So anybody who is not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you get the notification when we go live tomorrow. And you'll be able to watch the live feedings. And we're going to get this guy set up in his permanent enclosure. This is the desert Massasauga rattlesnake. He's in his temporary one while we were getting his other one correct. And we sort of ended up with a bunch of stuff on our plate. This is the white speckled rattlesnake right here. And over here we have got the Mexican West Coast rattlesnake. And as we showed you a little bit ago, there's a western diamondback. There's an albino western diamondback in that hide right there. I'm not going to disturb her. And then we have got this girl. She is gravid. This is a Theris squamigera. This is a variable bush viper. They are the world's living dragon right here. And then, of course, we have got the little itty-bitty gaboon viper. And then we got a little bitty rhino viper in the back there. You can't see real good. And then we got a Theris chlorechus, which is a West African bush viper. And then we got this little mean guy, which he is Trimerosaurus purpur maculatus, also known as a shore pit viper. And we have many more snakes out in the other building that we fully intend to show again. And as I say, if you tune in tomorrow, you'll get to see the live feeding of a lot of these guys. And of course, as always, the baby timber rattlesnakes. Yep, that was Google Eyes. I think that's its new name since y'all started calling it that. That's its new name. We're going to name it Google. Its full name will be Google Eyes, but we'll just call it Google for short. Hey guys, can somebody in here hit that like button for us, please? Double tap the screen. Get the like. We need to get the 20 likes there. Oh yeah, he's stuck with the googly eyes, that's for sure. That name is there for good. Like I say, we definitely need a name for the albino western diamondback. We need a name. Well, we got eyeless, but we need a name for the one black phase baby in here. Those two, eyeless and the one black phase, the one that has the spot on his nose that he keeps rubbing, as long as that turns out to be benign and not be a big issue and he survives it, we intend to keep him in a enclosure. He's not going to go out into the habitat. So we're going to keep him and eyeless in enclosure. So we're going to need names for those two. The female albino western diamondback, we need a name for the little male. We need a name for the king cobra. And the new gaboon viper needs a name. The ladies at the airport had called the new Gaboon Viper Big Bertha. I don't know whether we should keep her name Bertha or not, but she is huge. Eyeless, hey, it is time to take a nap. I'm going to turn your light out so you can go to sleep, okay? Alright, it's time to take a little nappy. You've been up playing all day. Well, alright, y'all. I am going to go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate y'all being here this long. It really means a lot to us that y'all tune in and hang out. And as always, Sue, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.